Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 6 of 9 here for the Formula Racing League. We are coming from the lovely Monza track here in northern Italy. What a race we've got on store for you today. 13 drivers, 50% race. First up, we've got the short qualifying, which, as many will know, is 18 minutes long. For those of you who tuned in last week, we had a few issues with this race. We lost the lobby basically and had to restart. We've had to redo the race today. So basically everything that happened last week is null and void. So just do a quick rundown of where we stand before this race. Currently top of the Drivers' Championship, you've got FSK Fix on 72 points. Just behind him on 70 points, you've got Jumboy, Necromonial Pug and Noosa and Anonymous. Close battle behind, 3 points separate those, 58, 57 and 55 respectively. And then we've got a few more a bit further back then. You've got Tambrello on 27, Gryphus 23, Merge on 18, 17 for Rainbows, Annex on 16, Slash LP on 13, Bolo and Plop to Plop on 12. In terms of the constructors, bit of a gap starting to form already. Only 4 races left, including this one today. Red Bull on 115, Sauber and Renault close passing behind, 84 and 82 there. Force India 58, Mercedes 45, Ferrari 40, Haas 29, McLaren on 22, Williams on 8, and Toro Rosso still to score, but that can all change here today. As Necromonial Pug is the driver we are currently sat on board. He might be the first one though, it's just someone just in front of him. Honey Badger. Let's stay with Necromonial Pug as he's coming around the top of the track through the Lesmos. And so we'll do a on board with him when he starts the flying lap in only a few corners time. I just need to apologise for this one. Just need to do that. So then Necromonial Pug will get us. Well, he won't get us started. There are a few cars in front of him. Sasha P, Fix and Pass are all going to set flying laps before him, but we'll stick with Necromonial Pug. He's just said he is currently 3rd place in the championship, so he's going to need a good haul of points here today if he wants to close in the gap. Full times we're looking at in and around the 119s really. So Necromonial Pug going down this long home straight. Average speed is higher than anywhere else. Then into this first chicane. Right, then left, and it opens up into a long right. Get that power down, then you go through the next long Curva Grande. Overtaking opportunities here if you get a good drive out of the first chicane, and last the late breakers into the second chicane. And this is going to be quite difficult. That inside curve is quite high. It's just to stabilise him a little bit there, but he kept it on the track, then through the Lesmos. First one, slightly banked into the inside, and then into turn 7, the second Lesmo, using all the track nearly on the gravel there, but keeps it going nonetheless. Then down the hill towards Tascari. And see how he handles this one. It's caught a lot of people out over the years. Little while, he's made a bit of a mess of that. He's going to lose a little bit of time, but keeps it clean nonetheless. And then down the next straight towards the final corner, the opening right hand of the Parabolica. It's just there, and down on the home straight, and there we go. So Necromonial Pug hits a 20.8, but Pass with the fastest lap so far, with a 20, pretty much 20 dead. Honey Badger getting in there as well. Let's have, he's gone straight on. They don't seem to mind that too much here. Willy Wamper's just put it in. Let's have a look at Plop to Plop then, coming through Ascari. Looking slowish, a little wide on the exit. Heading down now towards the final corner. Let's see how he handles. It's clean. He's using all the available track on the exit, which isn't too bad. And let's see what he does. He's going to be well off the pace. As you can see, a 122.4. So that's not going to be the most competitive time. Let's have a look at Jumboy. He's just set a time of 120.175. Bolo's managed to get back into the game. He'll be happy about that. Capil is counting down exiting, he's going to be slow, he's going straight in the pits. So, round one of the flying laps has been done. FSK is out on track, our championship leader, so we'll be expecting to see lots of things from him today. See if he can get a nicer haul of points to increase that lead. As you can see, those top 7 all separated by just over 8/10 of a second. Gap forming then to Plop, Honey Badger and Alpha Blue. Honey Badger and Alpha Blue, I believe, have connection, not great connection, so that might be causing a few issues getting that pace down today. But Necromon Pollock actually putting in 2 laps on those super softs. FSK is lessing through Alpha Blue. So FSK will get his flying lap started momentarily. And yes. So it's gone a bit quiet already, as expected. Plop split in a second time, that's the wrong screen there. So Plop closed the gap in to Necromonial Pug, so he's put a 21, pretty much 21 dead. So just over a second behind Pass NL. Or just Pass. So, see how FSK handles, as I said earlier, the championship leader. With that DRS wide open going down towards the first chicane. You're going to see some fun here during the race. Concertina effect will be massive. Even with 13 cars, it's still quite impactful, as it's such a low speed corner after that long straight. And chicanes at the start cause issues. Capil has put on a set of softs that could be interesting. That might play into the strategy later in the race if he can get a decent time on those tyres. And just to let you know what tyres we have here today, we've got the super softs, softs and mediums, as you might guess by the fact they're all out on the softs, super softs. The normal strategy, obviously most of them are always going to be a one stopper, and we expect to be super softs followed by mediums appear to be the ideal strategy. Obviously it's all down to driver abilities. And FSK coming now towards the Parabolica in the final sector of the lap. He's got a bit of traffic up ahead, hopefully that won't cause many problems, but at the same time, hopefully for his sake, it'll give him a nice drag, and that's Alpha Blue just kicking up some dirt. That's not going to cause him any problems. And he comes across second place, but still close, with a 1:20.132. So I just see the deltas there, so he's just under a 10th behind Paz. And top 9 effectively all separated by just over a second. That bodes well, as I said, for the race, where if you can get them all same sort of pace, just makes it a bit more interesting. So Bolo, he's just about to start, he has just started his flying lap then. Coming into the first chicane, taking it neatly. Don't need to overdo it. Bolo hasn't had the best of times. He's only started 2 races, of which he only finished 1, which was in 4th place. So he currently sits 13th in the championship. Or joint, really. No, he's 13th. With Plop, who's just there as well on 12. But with 13 drivers, it's going to be a little bit easier to get a nice haul of points here. It looks a little unstable coming out the first Lesmo, so he does have a bit of traffic, so I hope he's going to get a nice tow, and he's going to use it all the way down. Coming now down towards Ascari, throws it in, just keeping it on the track there, and he has a lift unfortunately on the exit, so he's going to lose a bit of time there. And he's actually got Paz right behind him. He's going to get a tow towards the first corner when Bolo sets his time. That's going to benefit him. So Bolo now coming across the line. There's a 21-1 and he lifts off immediately after crossing, offering no slipstream availabilities to the man behind him. So let's go back up to the front. As we just saw, has just started that flying lap. Currently on pole, we're looking to get into the 119s and cement his chances of starting at the front. Obviously this track, like all the others, will improve over time, and towards the end of the qualifying, oh, that's a bit of a corner cut, towards the end of the qualifying there, the track will be at its optimal temperature, there'll be a lot of rubber down, and those times just start coming down a little bit. Paz just looking a little out of shape here already. This is not going too well for him. Yellows in sector 1, I'm not too worried about those, they're probably just people getting off the track. This comes under the tunnel of the original bank circuit, which is still there. It's not used anymore, but it's still there. And now coming down towards the final corner of the Parabolica, Noosa has set a lap on those mediums. Let's see. He hasn't set a lap on those mediums, he's done a lap on them. So he's not able to beat his earlier time. And Paz isn't going to beat his earlier time as well. Well off his own pace there. Nearly 3 seconds slower than his previous best. So he's going to look to work out what he's done wrong and improve on it. So far everyone that's set a time has done it on the super softs. We do have Necromorphag out on the softs. He'll be hard pushed to beat his time, especially if he's off track, and so is Noosa. Not sure what's happened there. Noosa looked like he had a bit of front wing damage. But facing the wrong way isn't really the way to qualify very well here. Maybe those mediums are not as sticky as he'd liked, and he made a mistake. So I doubt the Red Bull drivers will have impeded each other too much. Let's have a look. There you go. You can see that front right of Noosa's wing is missing. End plates, elements, all of it. Just the base is left. Necromorphag Pug is obviously not going to be setting up. He's in mode 0. So let's have a look at the other Haas driver / RP who's on a flyer. Through the second chicane he goes. So Drumboy's putting a really good time there. He's at 20.061, so only just behind Pasanel at the front of the grid. You can see, look, the top 3 separated by less than a tenth. Now that is tight. They've also been practicing all week to get those times down. But it's one thing to do it now, it's another thing to do it in the race. We only have just under 6 minutes left of this session. And surprisingly enough, well, surprisingly enough to me, no one has actually crashed out yet. Obviously, Noosa's taken a bit of front wing damage, that's not going to help him. And let's see what Sasha P can do. It's looking alright. 20.1, that's not bad. And he's pissed up P3. And again, that is another time so close together. 4 laps separated now by 1/10 of a second at the front of the grid. That is some good pace there from those boys. So let's have a look further down. Let's have a look at Alpha Blue going around the Parabolica. Does this start a lap? No, this is, well, he's about to start a lap. Honeybadge has just pitted. So let's stay with Alpha Blue in the Force India, or Racing Point team as it should be now called. This is one of the drivers who, as mentioned earlier, does have the likelihood of having connection issues, but oh, he's got balance issues there as well by the looks of things. Massive oversteer coming out the first chicane. Going through the Curva Grande now, as we do have a retiree. Not sure where that was. Sector 3 yellows. Doesn't necessarily mean it was in Sector 3, but Ascari's in Sector 3, and that seems to catch a lot of people out as Alpha has bailed out of his lap already. So let's have a look at Flop to Flop. He is starting a flying lap, so he'll catch up shortly. He's got a car in front of him. That is, not sure who that is. Could be Debley or Delby. Oh, that's a nice little angle. Coming up to second chicane now. Turns it in nicely. Bit too much corner there. Hit that big orange curve on the inside, which throws you up in the air. Makes you lose a lot of grip. He's just kept that off the gravel there. Go around the second legsmost down towards the Scari through the DRS section. 2 DRS sections on this track. Obviously the one across the start line and the one just here. And Let's see how he does this. A little wide there on the exit of second one. I was just looking for damage. I couldn't see any damage in the walls, so no clue where Capil had put the vehicle. Coming out around the final corner there for Flop to Flop. And he's going to be looking to get into the 120s. He's not looking to get in the 120s, he's looking to get in the pits. So that's him done for now. Just under 3 minutes to go of the session. You ideally want to be leaving the garage with probably about 140 to 150 on the clock to get yourself a good chance of putting that lap in. Especially if there's other people on fine laps, you have to get out of the way, which is going to cost you time. So Necro and Pug on the set of softs. I don't see why he's doing this in all honesty, because if that is a decent time he's set, and unless he knows he can shave a second off on the harder compound tyres and get himself down, which I don't think he's going to be able to do. Sasha P has retired. That's sector one that could have been in the pits, but we'll find out. Well, we won't find out. So coming around the final corner, a little offline there. It's not going to be quicker. No, it's 21, pretty much 21 dead, and yeah, it's half a second slower than his previous best. So that's going to be it for Necromano Pug, because we've only got 1 minute 45 left, and he's not on a flying lap. You might try and limp it back in mode 0, but red fuel on means he's unlikely to set another time. Delby also looks to have had enough. He is still in the pits, unless he can get it out very quickly, which I don't think he's going to be able to do now. Necromano just getting out of other people's way. He's probably just going to retire here. So yeah, Delby is out as well. Championship leader all over the place on the exit of the first chicane, just sliding all over the place. He's going to made a mess of his lap already, and it's only just been the first few corners. So let's have a look at passes just behind him actually, so we'll skip that. And Musa has set a time on the super softs, and yeah, so he's not going to be improving then. Bolo isn't going to be improving either. Alpha Blue then coming around the final corner. Let's see if he can improve. He needs to be at 120, call it 123, and he's starting a flying lap. My apologies. Honey Badger isn't starting a flying lap. He is coming now down towards Ascari. Let's see how he does. Oh, a little bit out of shape there through a second, and well off on the exit. So he might improve, but he's not really going to climb up anything. That was a very messy Ascari. There's a car in front of him. Hopefully it's not going to cause him too many issues. Coming around the Parabolica now. That car is Necromino Pug, which is on his way in. So Honey Badger is not going to improve. Let's have a look further up. So Bass is now pitting. So that's going to be him not improving. FSK not improving either. He's done for the day. Jump Boy up at the Lesmos. Let's see if he can knock off Bass at the top there. And still those top four separated by under 1/10 of a second. Jump Boy knows he just needs to find 0.02 of a second. Oh, and big slide of the exit. Ascari held it beautifully, but that might have been his chance for pole gone. Even if he just lost 0.5 tenth, he only needs to find 1/4 tenth. Coming around now, Parabolica. Willy Wampus put in the fastest lap. Didn't see that coming. Jump Boy hits the 119s and gets pole on the final lap. Outstanding drive. I thought he'd lost it there on the exit of Ascari, but he's managed to find it and put it at the front. Cracking lap then. Still on board with Alpha Blue, the last man who's going to be setting a time. And he's not going to be setting a time because he's already at 150 and he's only just going around the Parabolica. So then everyone's going to be starting on these super softs. But that was an outstanding lap from Jump Boy. So a decent lap from Willy Wumper as well to even get it up there. But then Jump Boy coming in and going, you know what, I'm going to go better than you. I'm getting into the 119s. And so that's going to be all she wrote. We're just waiting for Alpha Boy to retire from session and the qualifying will be done. So yeah, the gaps at the top were very tight. They've been made a little bit bigger. Four were separated by 1/10, less than a tenth. And with those two flying laps at the end, it's made it a little bit different, but we'll go for a quick full rundown of the qualifyings right now, hopefully. Just wait for the drivers to get past that screen and then we'll see it. So there you go, John Boy putting in that time, as I said, with a 19.9, followed by Willy Wampa, Pass, Slash LP, FSK, Delby, Necromona Pug, Noosa, Bolo, Plop, Alpha Blue, Honey Badger and Capil. So, yeah, I mean, just looking at that, top 8 separated by 0.6 of a second, top 7 separated by less than half a second. I think we're in store for some good racing for all points positions. Also, Capil didn't put in a time, so we don't know what speeds he's capable of, but we shall find out momentarily as it is race time. Just wait for all the drivers to get themselves readied up. Yeah, we're just joined by JJS as well. He's here. Was having troubles getting to the lobby, but he's made it in time for the race, so that would be good for him. As we're just still waiting for all the drivers to ready up, and then we'll be on a formation lap, and we'll get the race underway. Yes, there is a very shot. I got triggered by the fact it stayed on red for a little while. So let's hope for a better race than we did last week with those connection issues. Race was obviously abandoned on lap 11 and we just decided to restart it. Ignore people getting disqualified, it is only the formation lap. It may mess up times, but it saves them trying to do a formation lap. So Pass NLR, from what I've heard, isn't happy that he lost the time to Jumboy, but if you can't put it in the 119s, then yeah. So more drivers getting disqualified, as I said a moment ago. Just basically ignore it. They're just not doing the formation lap. Typically it does make a mess of times for me, but they sort themselves out after a couple of laps, which isn't too bad at the end of the day. So we're just waiting now for all the drivers to get themselves on the grid. Jumboy going to take up that pole position. And it's going to be a real race down towards turn 1. That concertina effect will be massive as all the drivers try and slow their cars down from probably about 180 down to about 50. And just now waiting for Capil to take his place on the grid and we'll be underway. So, 4 red lights, and away we go. Slow start there from the Williams on the left hand side of your screen, and a little bit of udgy-budgy, and someone's just flown right off there. That was Delby, and Williams is flying off at the back. That's Capil, but Willy Wampa's got the jump into turn 1, and there's a bit of contact going on back there. That's a 5-second penalty for Pass for corner castings. They're going 3 wide up to the Curva Grande. Oh, bit of contact once again there from Pass on Necromonial. Necromonial giving his... Oh! Who's that flying off there? Someone just flying into the wall in the background there. That's Necromonial Pug. He's just stuffed it into the wall there. Alpha Blue looking to go down the inside of Honey Badger to move up, and does. Cuts the corner a bit, he might give that position back. Further up, JGS is carving his way through the field on the back of Capil. Gained 5 places, both of these on the opening few corners. And he's right there on the rear as that Delby. Looks like he's run wide there. Nightmare for Necromanial Pug and Delby. They've dropped 7 places each on the opening lap. As JGS gets a much better drive, but Capil is right in the middle of the corner. JGS have to go off track there. He's got a good drag coming out of the Ascari. Moves out, looks alongside, but he's not getting there. He's going to try and go around the outside of the Parabolica, or he'll look for a sort of a cutback, and he's going to run wide. So Capil is going to get a better drive off that corner, but Capil's coming in the pits anyway, as Bolo picks up a 5-second speeding penalty in the pits. That is not very good. Pop Flop in a race of his own there in 5th at the moment, no one really around him. So a few changes going on in the pits lanes. Bolo, Slash LP, Capil, Delby, and obviously Necromanial Pug all picking up damage on that opening lap. Let's have a quick look at the tyres they're going for. So there's a bit of a mixed bag there actually. Slash going for a set of mediums, Delby going for a set of softs. The others seem on super softs then. And Willy Wamper's still leading this race. Got the jump and Jumboy at the start of the race and has held on to it. He's coming down the back straight now towards the Ascari. Don't think we're going to see any changes here just yet. Still waiting for these times. The timings on the left will be sorted out hopefully at the end of this lap. Obviously with retirees it does make a little mess as Alpha Blue goes past JGS down the inside. Oh, JGS tried to turn in on Alpha and had to bail out of it, and as a result he's lost 2 places there. As Noosa also got past him. At the front though, Jumboy is on the slipstream of Willy Wamper. Going down towards the first corner, he's closing in. Is he going to make a move? He had a look, but it's only a look. FSK is pitted already. Let's have a look at him and see if he's picked up damage. Our championship leader. He does. He's getting off a new wing there, and that is not going to be good for him. As Noosa's on the back of Alpha Blue. Alpha Blue obviously with that battle earlier with JGS to take the position. As Jumboy and Pass have swapped positions, and Pass has picked up another 5-second penalty. What's happened there? He's off track. And he is really struggling. Floppy Flop could have him here. That is a Revolution Bug there on Pass. That's not going to be great viewing. And look at that. Pass has completely demolished his wing. Not sure what happened. Don't think they were even that close together. So maybe Pass just got wrong at the corner and smashed his front wing out. As Noosa gets past Alpha Blue behind. That's an easy pass. Based on that gap, I think Alpha Blue must have had a little off. Further back, Slash LP is hanging around the back of FSK. Different set of tyres there, so once FSK's tyres warm up, he should start pulling away there. Noosa with a bit of lag there. Not sure, where did he go? He's dropped right back. Massive lag there for Noosa, and lagging again. And he's just lost 3 places due to that lag issues. That's not a lot good for him. Pass is in the pits, as we said earlier, with that damaged front wing. See where he comes out. He's probably going to come out down towards the back, probably in front of Capil. Down in 12th, but he's got a penalty to serve actually, so he might come out right at the very back here. Getting that wing down now. So let's have a look. Noosa's struggling with this latency issues. Can't close in drivers. When he does, he just lags and is unable to pass them. Out front, Willy Wamper's brought a gap up to just over a second. That's going to help him defend, as Jumboy won't have DRS anymore. Noosa closing on the back here. Alpha Blue with a penalty of his own. Currently riding high in 4th place. Oh, Noosa being caught out there by slow exiting speed from Honey Badger and had to get really on the brakes there in the middle of the second chicane. But he's going to get some slipstream and he's going to get a DRS as Honey Badger looks all out of shapes on the exit there. So Noosa now Second in mode 1, not even mode 4, to try and make a pass. And he's not going to make a pass here. He's just going to hang on the back. And he's just going to have to be careful because we saw Honey Badger not clean in the second chicane, and that exit from Honey, and that's a car. That's probably the flop. Our P3 is in the wall. And he wasn't even being batting. See, that's a... Oh, Noosa with his own mistake there. Sliding out. Sliding around the parabolic, and Honey Badger says thank you very much. Takes that position back off him. So, said earlier, Pass had that big penalty and the front wing change in the pits. He's come out in 12th on the medium, so he's going to be looking to make a charge as Noosa tries down the inside, and there was not room there. Honey Badger left nothing. Flop to flop with the penalty as well. And Noosa, there he goes from bad to worse, and FSK is going to be right on the rear of him. But Slash is right on the rear of SK. That's unexpected considering the tyre differences. FSK obviously not very comfortable around this track. Or maybe it's just those soft tyres. Slash LP, however, says, I like medium tyres. As he's holding on to the back of our championship leader. Out front though, John Boy has closed that gap to Willy Wamper. Let's have a look at it now. John Boy's going to get DRS here. Willy Wamper's just looking out of shape already. John Boy's going to get DRS. He's almost going to pass him before the DRS. And there we go. He's straight up. John Boy retaking the lead. Obviously our pole position starter. And he's up back to where he started at the front. As John Boy's looking to get past. Willy Wamper's looking to get past him, but nothing going on there. So stick with this battle. Closest battle currently on track. Slash LP is still on the back of FSK, but doesn't look to be making a pass. That gap between them is just nearly a second now. Oh, a bit of an nose there from John Boy off the corner. Willy Wamper taking a little too much off the corner himself. Unable to attack at him. Josie S with his penalty there. That's a big penalty for a corner cutting. So these drivers now already have a 21-second lead over third place Alpha Blue. Alpha Blue is going to be looking to go deep into this race. Get a set of quick super softs on at the end and get racing. But Willy Wamper made a little mess there for Scary and has dropped back off the back of John Boy. But he's going to get DRS here, and the gap is at half a second. Oh, it's just increasing out. But Willy Wamper's had enough already of those sofa softs. That's a rather early pit stop. So our race leader now is going to have a nice clear bit of tarmac in front and behind for the time being. Anyway, let's just have a look at the gaps to the leader there. So flop to flop. He'll be the next guy he'll be coming up towards. But that's his teammate. So that shouldn't be a problem, as Willy Wamper is going to come out of the pits. Where is he coming out? Right alongside Alpha Blue. And Alpha Blue takes P2. And that's going to frustrate Willy Wamper, because he needs to get past Alpha Blue to set his sights on John Boy and get an undercut on him. Almost looks like he misestimated his pit stop time. And he's not going to gain the position here on the second there. Chicane. Alpha Blue going a little bit deep into it with a lock-up. I'm just going to get the drive off it. And they came together there. Willy Wamper's out. They were definitely coming together on the exit. And unfortunately the camera went to a useless camera angle. And there we go. Willy Wamper is out. Alpha Blue's looking at him by the looks of things going, well, what did you do? And more worries for Pass as he picks up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. That would be a corner cutting penalty. But FSK is gaining on the back of Noosa. Noosa's race isn't going very well. Slash LP ignoring yellow flag. I'm not sure what happened there, but 5-second penalty has been applied to him. SSK is looking to make an easy move here on Noosa. Noosa almost just lets him pass. It goes very deep into the corner. Obviously things aren't working well for him today. And he's going to have Slash LP in his mirrors any moment. There we go, Slash up is right on the rear of these two drivers. FSK, however, has got a lead of over a second already on Noosa. And the gap between Noosa and Slash is just over a second. Delby, however, is on the back of Pass as they come out of the first turn. The gaps are still quite close between everyone, really. Obviously, Purple Flop is a bit off the pace. Alpha Blue is a bit off the pace. And there is a gap forming at the front of 32 seconds. But yeah, long way to go still. We're just starting lap 9 now is Jumboy. So let's have a look quickly at Slash LP and Noosa. No, there's not going to be a pass there just yet. Go back to Delby. And this might be a pass. No, he's a little too far off. He won't be making a move down the inside into Ascari. Let's flick back to Slash LP and Noosa then as they're coming around the Parabolica. Noosa won't have DRS to defend, so Slash LP will be full attack mode if he wants to get after the back of Noosa. DRS mode 4, he's giving it everything. He's going to put out the slipstream, send it down the inside into turn 1, and he looks like he's made this. He has, he's ahead and comfortably ahead. Delby has got past Pass as well, so he moves up to P9. That's another DRS assisted overtake. Bolo and Honey Badger are battling out just ahead as well. Oh, Honey Badger a little off there. Alpha Blue has retired from session. He's had enough of it today. Noosa still on the back of Slash LP. He's about to get DRS, see if he can do anything. And Slash LP lets just get a much better drive off their corner. Noosa's tyres are coming towards the end of their life, so that's not going to help him, as up in front FSK gets up to P2 past JJS, and that's Alpha Blue facing the wrong direction and out. So let's stick on ball with Noosa for now. We'll keep an eye on Caplice. Caplice has got past Honey Badger. Don't need to keep an eye on him now, that's already happened. As Slash is going to get JGS. JGS looking really slow coming off the Parabolica. Slash won't have DRS, but will have just pure slipstream and a much better drive. He doesn't go for it. Noosa behind doesn't go for anything either. A look at Pass and Delby, nothing happening there. So John Boy still with that massive lead out front, 34 seconds clear of second place. And that bodes well for John Boy's championship attempts. Currently P2 by only 2 points. Stays as it is, John Boy will take the lead of the Drivers' Championship. And I think from this point, it's pretty much an easy race for him as Honey Badger gets past. Oh, Pass just touched the rear of him there. And that's Pass dropping back. His day's gone from bad to worse to just plain terrible. The man who started P3 has just had a nightmare of a race. Let's go up towards the front, battling for third place here. You've got JGS, Slash LP and Noosa. Oh, bit of contact there from Slash LP on the back of JGS. Slash LP has picked a bit of front damage. Noosa going into the side of JGS. Was JGS coming over to get in the pits? Well, Noosa's gone in the pits anyway. Battle of the pit teams here, see who can get out and in front. Jumboy has pitted in all of this. He still has a lead of 9 seconds though. And I suspect FSK will be pitting again at some point. So he's going to need to somehow put down some blistering pace laps to close up to Jumboy before he pits. Whether or not he's got it in him, as they are double stacking in Mercedes, and that is not going to help his teammate Honey Badger. JGS then coming out quite far behind Noosa at the end of it. So Necromonial Pug not doing a lot. Let's have a look, see what else we got happening. Capil close-ish to Bolo, although that gap has just increased. Proper Flop has retired. So we're down to the final 11 now. and battles seem to have disappeared a little bit. Oh, Capil a little bit off line there, holding it nicely though. So FSK has got that gap down. He's shaved off a second off Jumboy, but Jumboy was obviously on those cold, soft tyres. Slash up with a 5-second stop go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Capil's coming in as well. And he gets it slowed down just in the nick of time. So Bolo doing an extra few laps then on his super soft. Stopped a lot earlier due to damage at the start. He's done a decent recovery drive. So have a look behind. Capil is coming out ahead of Slash RP, so he's got an overtake in the pit lane there. Nakamura Pug also pitting as Noosa goes past. That's going to be a little battle later on in the lap between Noosa and Capil. They are relatively close. Slash RP comes out in P7, followed closely by JJS. And Nakamura Pug is just there as well, so there are gaps forming, but there are battles that could be had as we're on lap 12 of 27 now. We've got further than we did last week. As Nakamura Pug picks up a 3-second penalty of his own. Oh, big off there. Doesn't put it in the wall though, but he's got a healthy gap behind him, so he'll just be a little frustrated. As Paz is 16, probably 15 seconds off the back of him now. As Bolo has pitted from P4 on those super softs, so you stick a set of softs on, goes to the end. He's serving his penalties as well. And yeah, those look like soft tyres about to go on his car. Let's have a look elsewhere. So Slash LP is on the back of Capil. There's going to be a DRS overtake here. And still tight going into third one, but Slash P has taken P5 from Capil. I think, however, the gap in front, oh no, gap in front is not too bad, it's 4 seconds, but the gap in front of Noosa to the podium is 20 seconds. FSK still trying to haul in the back of Jumboy, 7.5 seconds behind. Nakamura Pug looking to gain on JJS as well. His day's not going too well. But he's got that gap down. He had it to just under a second, but a little mistake there in the second chicane. And it's dropped off a bit. And now going down, he's not going to get DRS though this time around. As FSK has pitted, so he's going to stick a set of softs on and go to the end, and he's going to be looking to get up to Delby. It should be possible. We know FSK is a quick drive and Delby's tyres are very old, so Delby's going to be pissing himself again anyway. Bolo on the rear of Capil as well after he's left the session, that's not an issue. Bolo's not getting DRS there. Nakamura Pug getting DRS to try and make a move on JJS, and he has a little look there going towards the braking zone, but just not close enough this time round as Delby has retired from second place. Where is that? Let's have a look. FSK, there he is, exit of the first Lesmos, has just oversteered straight into the wall and that is music to most people's ears, as means anyone that now finishes will get points. As FSK moves himself up into P2, and again that's going to be more music to his ears, because it means Jumboy's not going to get that much of a lead in the championship. Let's go back then to Bolo, who is on the rear of Capil as they're going down towards the Scurry. He's got DRS, is he going to make the move? That's a terrible camera angle, there we go. He's going to look to go around the outside and has the position, holds it just going through the second part. But he's got a terrible drive off the corner. Now Capil is coming straight back at him as we're going down, and Capil's got it already. Bolo just with a terrible drive off from Ascari. He's gone ball with Bolo then as he looks to keep it here. Battles going on behind as well. JGS and Necromaniac Pug. JGS has lost that place to Necromaniac Pug, but will likely get some DRS, but he's falling back time-wise as Bolo has that DRS, pulls out the slipstream on Kapil, and has it this time. But he's gone very deep. Is Kapil going to get a better drive? No, he doesn't. So Kapil now slotting into P6. He's still in that DRS zone. And we'll see if he can make a move down towards Ascari in 2 corners time. Just keeping it off the gravel there. Bolo looking a little wobbly coming off the corner, and Kapil, however, has fallen back quite far. He does have DRS, but that gap is at 0.7 of a second. He just needs to close in and hope Bolo makes another mistake in Ascari as he did last time round. He's gone very deep, and there's that mistake, and through goes Kapil as Bolo goes into the wall, takes the front wing damage, and he is going to fall right back. He's probably going to come out. There he is, just in front of Pass. And that is a big mistake for Bolo. Slash LP is hunting down Noosa. No DRS though for some reason for Slash, not sure why. I thought that gap was under a second already. But Bolo losing another position there to Pass, as Bolo is going to be pitting for a new nose. He should come out ahead of Honey Badger, but that's pretty much his race made a mess of. And he's just going to have to put in some decent laps to hope people make mistakes. See what tyres he puts on as well. He might try and put a set of super softs on if he thinks he can make it to the end of the race on them. No, he's going safety. Set of softs. So Slash LP still on the back here, and so this is for the final podium position. With pretty much all the pit stops done, it is now just down to racing, and that is racing there quite comfortably. And he's well ahead of Noosa. Moves up to take 3rd place. Noosa's going to hope to hold on to the back of him, get some DRS down the home straight and make a move of his own, but Slash P does have soft tyres. Noosa has those mediums, so Slash will be getting just better drive off every corner, more grip on those softer tyres. So Bolo is down in P10 after his pit stop, just behind Honey Badger. Let's have a look at Noosa. He's not really... I say he's not really going to close him, and the Slash P just lags right in front of him, and he has just closed right in there. As FSK picks up a penalty. He's got such a big gap that shouldn't be a major concern for him. He's 30 seconds behind the leader, 17 seconds in front of 3rd place Slash LP. And we'll stick with this battle for the time being, so there's not much else in terms of battles. As I say that, it looks like JGS must have had an off, as he is... Yeah, look at that, he's just come straight back on. That's the exit of the first chicane. Just having a look, he doesn't appear to have picked up any damage, but he's dropped right back. Probably not far enough for Bolo to close in anytime soon, so let's go back up to Noosa and Slash LP. Noosa not really holding it there, he's fallen out of that DRS zone. He just gained a little bit of time in there, but I think that's too late for this lap. The detection point was back there. Was that Slash LP doing a little bit of sliding there, was it? I think it was. Noosa's got that gap down now to under a second. No DRS though this time round. DRS, the detection point is before the Parabolica. But if he can hold on to the back of the Haas, then he can close in. And he looks like he's not going to be closing in anytime soon. As, yeah, I mean, this is the closest gap on track as 1.8 seconds, though. Action is starting to dry up a little bit. John Boy hasn't really had to do much for most of the race. He's just had to keep it out front. Obviously, he had to overtake Willy Wampa, who did pass him on the opening lap before the first corner. But then after that, John Boy managed to get the position back and just control the race, really, especially after Willy Wampa went. Then plop to plop, and then Delby. So his chance of being battling have just fallen off the grid. Alpha Blue at one point was up there as well. He had a coming together. But although it's starting, the action is starting to disappear in all honesty, but that's the way it works at times. Just keep an eye on those gaps at all times, just see if anything starts to come down, and not really. So let's just watch the race leaders coming up to back marker. It shouldn't be too much of a problem for him as he starts lap 20 of 27. Not far to go now for him. FSK is 30 seconds off the pace, so that shouldn't be a problem. And I thought that back marker was going to be 100 measure. That's JJS. JJS getting blue flagged. He needs to move out of the way as soon as he can. This game, FSK sticking in some flying laps, but that's not going to be enough to take or even challenge really John Boy. Say he's 30 seconds behind with only 7 laps to go. I think that might be too little too late for him. Just keep an eye on the gaps as always, just seeing if there's anything to watch. Pass is trying to close in on Necromanial Pug, and I think he might be getting there. That gap is hanging around 3.5 seconds, occasionally drops quite low. John Boy is effectively just go around the track now, all on his own. And just waiting for back markers to move out his way. He'll be coming up to... Oh, he probably won't get to pass. He's got to find 17 seconds. Yeah. So I think the only way there's going to be action on this track is someone decides they want to pit. And the only person that's likely to pit is our race leader, because he's got the older set of tyres. Unless there's damage from somewhere else. Yeah, let's have a look at pass. That gap is now under 3 seconds, and that's not how you take the second Lesmo. As he's trying to close in on that Coronial Pug. Gap is now still under 3 seconds. Pass with more penalties. He's had a lot of penalties today, and I think that's what's going to cost him, even if he does pass Necromanial, is all these penalties he's picked up over the race. He's getting off the accelerator very early there. And he's going to lose a lot of time going through the parabolica because of it. There you go, look, that gap was at 2 seconds. It's now, he's lost just over half a second. And yeah. Unless maybe he's trying to set the fastest lap, but if you want to do that, stick a set of super softs on. So, yes. Oh, look there. So everyone has done one pit stop, obviously. JGS, Honey Badger, Jumboy and Noosa with just 1 stop. 3 stops there for Bolo and 2 stops for everyone else. Position changes don't mean much when people crash out, but Capil starting right at the very back alongside JGS. He's had a decent race, he's up to P5. As Pass has now got that gap down once again to under 2 seconds. Let's just hope for his sake, he doesn't pick up any more penalties, because if he wants to take P6, he needs to keep it clean. Nakamura Pug didn't get the best drive off that corner, and Pass has the gap down to under a second. Dearest detection point coming now. There it is. And Nakamura Pug is all over the place, and Pass has just gone round the outside. That looked more like a hit than an attempt to do anything, because he was on the inside. And yes, interesting. So, Nakamura Pug somehow still in the race. Further up, John Boy has still got a comfortable lead. Nusa is trying to find something. He's passed by Sasha up here a few laps ago, but is unable to hold on to the back of him. And yeah, so let's go back up once again to the front. He's on lap 23 of 27. FSK is still going fastest than anyone, but it's not fast enough at this stage of the race to close in on Jumbo at the front. Nakamura Pug picking up more penalties there. So as you can see, everyone, Jumbo's next driver to pass will be Nakamura Pug. He's probably about 10 seconds in front of him, so he might not even reach him at the end. And those gaps are, yeah. Just wondering if Noosa's going to be able to turn it on towards the end and slash LP tyres will fall off. Possibly, possibly not. If anyone's tyres, well, I mean, Jumbo's tyres shouldn't really fall off. He's just been taking it easy most of this race. Not much to commentate on. Apologies. Yeah, the race is, as I say, is starting to. We've only got a few laps to go, but with no action really on track right now, it's doesn't make for the best watching. So we'll stick with our race leader for now. As FSK has broken the 27-second barrier to him, but that's too little too late. Sasha P 24 seconds behind FSK. Then it starts getting closer. Noosa's 4 seconds behind Slash. 8.5 seconds behind Noosa is Kapil. 9 seconds behind that is Necronial. And then a big gap back to JGS, which is 23, nearly 24 seconds. Then Bolo, then Honey Badger, who's 46 seconds off the pace of Bolo. And I'll tell you what would make this race interesting right about now would be a safety car. If it comes in with one lap of racing to go, that could make things interesting. I'm not advocating people to cause a safety car, but it would make things interesting. So John Boy on lap 25 of 27, not long for him to go if he wants to take this win, and it should be an easy one for him. Yellows in sector 1s. What's happened there? Not quite sure what's happened. So I won't go hunting. So, yeah. Honey Badger's fallen even further off the back of Bolo. That might have been his mistake that caused the yellow in sector 1. He's now 51 seconds behind. John Boy unlikely to reach the back of Necromanial Pug before the end now. He just saw him as he exited Dascari going around the Parabolica. Just still more yellows in sector 1. Not sure what's happened. Don't know. So Noose is starting to pull in the gap a little bit to Slash LP. As I say that, he goes over 4 seconds. So let's just watch Noose for a little bit. Let's see if he can haul in Slash LP. Slash's tyres obviously starting to fall off the cliff. Noose has got a bit more life than him. And I feel like Slash is just peering over this cliff at the moment with those tyres. But with only 2 laps of racing left, it could be all for naught. Oh, there is a battle about to start happening. Bolo and JGS are going to give us a little showdown towards the end. And Bolo does have DRS to attempt to move on JGS then. Coming downhill towards Ascari. He's not going to be close enough this time round. But you have the long home straight to have another attempt. JGS looking all out of shape there. Bolo has to lift because JGS was just in the middle of the track. He's got the slipstream going down towards Parabolica. Is he going to just make a move? He does. JGS a little offline there and almost lets Bolo through. Bolo's also going to get DRS to help increase his lead over JGS. But it's up to P7 for the Sauberman. John Boy is on the final lap as well. Just doing the second of the chicanes up to Lesmos for the final time today for John Boy. It's been a relatively easy race for him, I would have thought. Obviously losing that position early on to Willy Wampa before the first corner really, and then able to claw it back in. And after that, he's just been sat at the front without anyone to really pass other than back markers. While they can be annoying, they tend to get out of the way like that. As JGS has retired from the session, but Honey Badger is unlikely to pass him because he's a minute behind and he's about to have to finish here. As John Boy comes on the exit of the Parabolica for the final time, and he's going to take home the Italian Grand Prix. Quite far back, FSK, 25 seconds off the pace. Obviously penalties will be applied, but I can't imagine John Boy had 25 seconds of penalties more than FSK. So John Boy will be taking the lead of the Drivers' Championship with only 3 rounds to go after today. And there you go, FSK coming home P2. Session P, he's got a big gap as well to FSK. And he has got penalties, so this could be interesting to see how close him and Noosa get in terms of their penalties. Noosa needing 6 seconds less to make a place. Seshopi crosses, Noosa comes across, and Noosa does take it on penalties. Noosa will take the 3rd and final podium position. Cracking drive then from Noosa to claim that. Capil then P5. Necromonio Pug limping home and will be the last man to cross the line in just a moment's time. There we go. So that's the end of the Formula Racing League's Italian Grand Prix. 3 rounds left. Drivers' Championship is still completely on, as John Boy has taken the lead of that by only a handful of points. I would work out how many it is, but I'll probably get it wrong. So John Boy taking the lead from FSK, Noosa, Slash RP, Capil, Nicaraguan Pug, Bolo, JGS and Honey Badger. Pass NL rounding out the top 10, followed by Delby, Plop Plop, Alpha Blue and Willy Wampa. And there you go. So next week we are off to Mexico. As I say, we've got 3 rounds to go. Still all open. Anything can happen, especially with Sauber getting a decent haul of points there over Red Bull. About the same really, aren't they? Yeah. But yeah, thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you guys next week.